Steve, where do we start with that? What the heck went on there?
It's been very rarely I come on and apologise to supporters on the way home, but that's all I can do. In the 2.5 years I've been here, it's very rare that I come out and say that of a team of ours. But in the first half in particular, and of course I analysed myself, I made changes in which after 60 minutes maybe that was wrong and taking the gamble to put 3 on so quickly, but I have to say we're probably better with 11 anyway, with 10 anyway. So it's one of them horrible ones where you can't pick a player, and unfortunately we got what we deserved, which was beaten, and didn't have anything at all, which, as I've said, in 2.5 years it's very rare that I come out and blatantly criticise, but that wasn't good enough. Nowhere near good enough in terms of their ability on the ball, but if you don't roll your sleeves up and get ready for the challenge ahead, always in a game of football, especially at our level, then you're never going to get anything.
Was that the first thing? Is that the thing you'd be most critical about?
We gave the ball away, we were sloppy, we were lethargic, we were flaming awful. And there's no trying to dress it up, right? We were flaming awful. So we'll go back to basics, and I promise that won't happen. That won't happen much again. As I said, it's one of the few times I can really say in 2.5 years here, but we were second best all over the pitch, and that's simply not good enough.
Did you detect that before the game,
No.
that the attitude wasn't right?
No. How can you detect it? You think and look and say, all week I've been saying that, we must go and meet them for their effort and their energy, and the crowd are with them, and we know what it's like, newly promoted club. We were just there 12 months ago, but we've got to make sure that when we come here, instead of looking like a load of big time Charlies, is make sure that we take care of the game, roll our sleeves up, and if you get beat on the day, you get beat, but when you don't show up, then I'm sorry, it sticks in my throat. And as I said, to the thousands that we had travelling today, all I can do is say sorry.
Have you laced into them in the dressing room?
No,
Have you left them?
I'll always stay in the dressing room. But I've been in the game a long, long time, and I require just one thing to play for me. Everybody makes mistakes in football. It's a prerequisite that it happens. However, the one thing I can't abide is going about it what we've just seen in the first half. It saddens me that a team of mine have played like that, and it won't happen again.
You said you didn't make changes at half-time, which maybe surprised us a little bit. How tempted were you to make changes?
Very tempted in hindsight, maybe, but I just wanted to let them see if we could turn it round. But even the first minute after half-time, we've given the ball away sloppily. We've just gone back into the same mode. So, it was only 4 or 5 minutes before they scored, and I did make the changes. And in hindsight, maybe at half-time, maybe, but. And of course, when you make a third one with 60 minutes, then you are taking a risk. And lo and behold, Curtis has pulled up lame, unfortunately. But as I said, I think we were better with 10 men than we were with 11.
What's his problem?
Well, he's tried an overhead scissor kick, hasn't he, and landed on his back. So I think he's got some sort of back problem at the moment. But at the moment, we're not too quite sure.
I don't particularly want to single players out, but you took Tom Huddleston off. It's not happening for him at the moment. What's going on?
Well, that happens in football. He had a wonderful start with us. He set really, really high barriers, and everybody was waxing lyrical about Tom. And sometimes you get yourself as a football player, the only person that can really, really do it is yourself, and your determination to see it through. He's a fabulously, wonderfully gifted footballer, and has to discover and has to rediscover the form that made him on the verge of going in with the England party.
Does that start with hard work, though? And not just for him, but for all of them?
All of them. I'm never going to criticise individuals, it's never my case, but all of them. I couldn't pick a player today out of 11. There's ones that did okay, but the vast majority were below par, lethargic, didn't really look interested, were way off the pace. And when you do something like that, then you get what you get, and we got beat.
Okay, how much does it worry you? Because this is a Burnley side that hadn't won in 10. The most worrying thing I thought today is they're within 4 points of you.
Well, listen, that's what it is. It's they've kept their resilience about them. in the games. They could have won a couple of games. You know, the crowd are still with them. They've got a wonderful spirit. They've got a fantastic endeavour. They very much remind me of the team that we had last year in terms of their effort and their endeavour. So once you've got that, then you've got a fighting chance. And believe me, Burnley have still got a fighting chance.
Is it a good thing or a bad thing, an international break for you?
Bad. But we'll be starting tomorrow morning and on we go. And unfortunately, we're left with 7 or 8, but we'll make sure that we're better against Tottenham because we can't be any worse.